All right. So.
But.
Oh.
Hey! Stop making the mark. My brother is asleep.
We're talking failures, and you said yours is when you were going through all that stuff.
Yeah, my biggest parenting failure when I was going through all that stuff with Cody and ended up getting kicked out, and they just told Chloe that I was at work for like 3 weeks, and she like still remembers like crying that I was at work. That's like the biggest like guilt that I have to live with. I mean, I think it's because she remembered it, like, and then she was like fixated on it, because this child remembers like everything, and so she would like bring it up periodically so that she would never forget.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like it was like a long. She would bring it up and like want to talk about like, hey mom, do you remember that time that you were at work for 3 weeks and me and daddy sat in the bed and cried? Like, it was just like one of those like traumatic things for her that she, I guess, like, because it was traumatic, she didn't forget it.
Yeah. I don't know that I have like one specific moment, but like I feel ashamed like all the time as a parent and as a whole. Like go overboard and like yell and like lose my mind over like the smallest little thing.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times it's like a bunch of little things. Like in the morning you start out like perfectly fine, and then like the first thing happens and then you get a little irritated, and then the second thing happens, and then by the end of the day is when I start like, I'm more likely to lose my mind at the end of the day, just because it's like all the things have been building up all day long, and I've been like progressively getting angrier, and then like you just kind of explode.
Yeah.
So
and mine, like for some reason I've noticed lately, and I've noticed it recently, but I know that it's been like my whole life type of thing, but like it's so dumb, but like inanimate objects, things that should work a certain way but don't, like it's for some reason it's like a trigger for me. Like it pisses like instantly, like it's my max. Like I'm trying to think of an example. Okay.
Example.
The last like big blow up that I had, my dogs have the big automatic water thing, and so I filled it up and I put the bottom piece on the floor, and it's probably like 3 gallons, I want to say. It's big either way. It's a lot of water, and so I filled it up and I put the top on, but for some reason, like I'm turning the top and it's a twist top, and it would like go all the way, and then like I would tighten it, and then it's like the last notch of tightening it, it would like loosen all the way back up again. And so I'm like sitting there and I'm tightening it and tightening and tightening, and then I get it all the way tight, and then it would like pop and be loose again. And I'm just like, so over and over again, I'm doing this, and finally I was like, screw it. And so I tightened it all the way down to what I could get before it would snap back out.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just going to have to work. And so I like carry this huge thing over to the bowl part, and I flip it over really quickly and like try to put it inside the thing, but it didn't like click inside of it. So there's like water coming out quickly, and I'm trying to like turn it and click it in, and then all of a sudden it like tips over and the whole bucket lands on my foot, and like all of the water was all over the kitchen and into the dining room and into our bedroom and everything. And I like lost my mind, like the angriest I think I've ever been. And it was all at like this inanimate object that didn't do what it was supposed to do. Those are the things that like genuinely set me off. And I think the like starting out with those things, like if I'm already pissed off about one inanimate object like not doing what it should have done, then it like lashes out into other things and like sets me off with the kids. My failure comes in as like if I would stop getting so upset about these other small little things that set me off, and then taking those and lashing out towards mostly Addie, because she's the toddler.
Yeah.
I think she gets the brunt of it, and right now I think that feels like a failure for me too, is that she, one, doesn't get that much attention, and two, gets like the most of the punishment and the anger, I guess. What's your biggest parenting success in your opinion? Since we did failures, what do you think that you do like the best as a parent?
I try to go eat lunch with Chloe at least 2 Fridays a month.
Yeah, you're really good about that.
And then like field trips, I try to be
Yeah, you go on like everything.
Yeah, I try to be like there for all the things at school and like the class parties and like all that kind of stuff, because I feel like that's important for Chloe to see, you know, that I'm there. Like everything school related, I feel like I'm like bossing at, because like there's like school pictures, yearbooks, like ice cream money on Fridays, like all these things that like my kids want. It's like, okay, here you go. Okay, here you go. Like I just want that to be like better for them than what I had, I guess. Even if it's gonna put me in debt, it'll be fine.
My parenting success, I think, I mean, I guess that I'm strict, but not that I'm like so strict. Like I think that the way that I am as far as like punishment and being strict, it's like a good balance.
Yeah.
Like it's strict, but it's not too strict. Like I feel like I don't limit her TV time, but I also don't like let her like run over me or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
but you do like limit like tablet time.
Yeah.
Like just.
Well, that's really more of her own doing, because she threw it and cracked it.
Yeah, but I remember being at your house and you were like, "No, we're not gonna do tablets right now. You can go play in your room."
Yeah.
Like, and stuff like that, which I wish I was that kind of parent more so than I am. But I just let them kind of do whatever they want to do. Like I wish that.
I think that was more of like of a me sanity thing though, because I found out very quickly that like if I let her have her tablet whenever she wants, if there's ever a time that I don't want her to have her tablet, like if we go out or whatever and I want her to just be like focused on the family, she will like lose her mind.
Yeah.
So I immediately had to be like, okay, well no, then only tablet at nighttime from now on.
Yeah.
But I mean, that changed
For me,
too.
it's like the opposite. It's like my sanity. I'd rather them just have the tablet whenever they want it, because otherwise they're gonna be like in my face, like barking at me, like barking orders at me to like get them a snack, get them this, get them that, get them that. When's dinner? What? It's just like too much. I feel like another like fail for me is I say no way too much about everything. Like, they can ask me something that I might say yes to if I think about it for a second, but my immediate response is no. Like, they're like, can I do this? No.
I feel
and then, like, 2 seconds later, I'm like, well, if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, I say no just, like, because it's, like, usually the answer.
Yeah.
So I'm just used to saying that. Doing a video. No.
You don't seem like you need candies.
Maybe though.
Please.
You just did it. No, well, maybe later. Now that I think about it, I want to kind of like change my fail, because this, I think, is my biggest failure. It's that like if Brandon says no, I'll be like, why? Like, why can't she have that? Why can't she? Like, I feel like I do that a lot. And, like, it's gotten to a point to where now she knows that, like, she doesn't have to take him seriously.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's, like, my final say.
Yeah.
Like, I can say, well, I don't see why she can't have that. And then he'll, like, let her have it. Yeah. I don't generally say anything to him about punishment, especially more so lately. Like in the past like year and a half, I've learned to wait until she like leaves the room and be like, is that really necessary?
Yeah.
Like if I feel like he went overboard,
but also,
or
if he said that to you, would you like freak out at him? Because
probably
sometimes you probably like go overboard what you think you need to, and if he was like, was that really like necessary?
Because we did battle so much, and like I feel like I was the one that was solely there.
Yeah.
I feel like I am the one who has the sole right to like do the punishing and like make the decisions when it comes to her.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you're gonna have to change that.
I'm better equipped, I guess, to make those decisions for her because
both gonna.
I've been. Oh, here we go. And I know it's a bad mindset to have, and I am trying to change it, but I feel like because I was the one that was like solely there, that I'm the one that has the, not really the right, but like, I guess the better like know-how. I feel like I'm more equipped to make those decisions for her because I know her the best.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to Oliver, like I'll let him like equally make those decisions.
Yeah.
Because he's been here for him the whole time, and he's so different, like after everything now.
Yeah.
And so now he'll be like, well, what do you think? Should he have another bottle or should he have food? And I'm honestly just like, it's your decision. But when it comes down to Addie, I'm like, no, she doesn't need to have that. This is what she needs.
Yeah.
It makes sense as to why I do that, but
yeah.
I just wish that it were different. We both did both of our negatives, and we did both of our own positives. So I want like you to do what you think is like my failure as a parent, and then what you think is like my positive thing as a parent, and then I'll do yours.
Okay.
I think we've seen pretty much most sides of each other right now, and I'm gonna try not to get upset because I'm not really good at taking criticism.
I feel like, okay, for me, I don't know if it's really your failure. I mean, I guess it bothers me. What bothers me about your parenting?
Okay.
So I have a super big soft spot for Addie. So when you get onto her, sometimes I just want to cry or punch you in the face. Or I don't know, maybe a mixture of both. But like, it's just because she's like so important to me. So when I see you get onto her and then she like cries or like has to be in the corner, I just want to go and like pick her up and be like, no, you don't have to. It takes everything inside of me not to just like,
Yeah.
So that, I don't know, I don't think that's a failure really, but like it bothers me just because I don't like seeing kids get gotten onto. But your success, I would say, whenever you spend time with them, like you really spend time with them, like you are like focused on them, like because you send me like Snapchat videos and like all the things, and you can just see like how, what's the word, intentional like you're trying to be with like spending time with them and like showing each one how like important they are. So I think that's a success for you.
I feel like because I see so many of like my own failures, I was like, oh God, what is she gonna say? This is gonna be so bad.
No, that's really the thing that bothers me the most, like, because
that I get on Daddy.
Yeah, like when you get onto her, she's like cries, or if I think it's like unnecessary,
like trivial
a little bit, yeah. Or if I'm like, was that like really kind of like Brandon? Like, was that really like necessary? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you should see the way he gets onto her sometimes then. If you think mine's like unnecessary, yours, you would be like,
excuse you.
Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, again, as like you said, it's not really a fail, but I think one thing that kind of bothers me is, it's kind of funny too, because it's literally the opposite of like what bothers you about me. Because it bothers me that like, I feel like you're not very strict on the kids at all.
Yeah.
And especially like when actually I've seen both of them do it too, but when they will like straight tell you no, Like that, for me, that is my biggest thing. Like Adelaide is not allowed to tell me no. Well, she's allowed to say no if it's something like she like just genuinely doesn't like if she's trying to tell me that's not what she like wants to do. But like if it's something where I'm like, you need to pick up your room, and she's like, no, that's like my cap. I like don't allow her to do that. So for me, it bothers me so much when they do that, and you're just like, well, you need to go to a corner. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, my favorite thing about your parenting has nothing to do with your parenting at all. It's the fact that you would help anybody. Like, literally anyone. Even, like, people that you don't like. At, like, the drop of a dime, you would give them anything that you could physically give them. And I think it has nothing to do with your parenting, but at the same time, it does, because your kids see that.
Yeah.
And I see it so much in Chloe lately that she like is starting to do the same exact things.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's not, I mean, it is and it isn't. I feel like it's more of a personality thing for you, like as a person. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
But it bleeds so much into your parenting that it's also a parenting thing. I feel like Cody is my best friend as well, so I want to do like kind of, not really the same thing. Maybe like
I would do the same thing.
Favorites as like for like what you think is like positive and negative of Brandon, and then mine of Cody.
You start because
Mine are easy.
Okay.
Because Cody's literally like one of my most favorite people.
Yeah.
So like I think the most positive thing that I personally love is that he's an ass. I love it. Like he's like, I can't describe it. He's just an ass. Like, it's funny, though. Like, I love personalities like that. I feel like I click so well with someone who can, like, lash back at me. And
about everything.
Yeah. I love, like, I don't know. I love people that can, like, take it and then lash back immediately. Like, I feel like that's really good banter, and it's so funny to me. And that's one of the main things that, like, I consider, makes me consider Cody as, like, one of my best friends. Yeah. Because I don't have many people that I can, like, call names, and instead of getting offended, he'll, like, call me a name back.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say this is negative, too, because I have it. But, like, his anxiety.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, I get it. Because I think his is definitely, like, a step or two deeper than mine.
Yeah.
And it's not really the active anxiety, it's the anticipation of his anxiety. Like, he feels like this is an event that's going to make him anxious, so he doesn't want to go to it automatically. Yeah. And that's, I feel like, is one of my negative things for Cody. But at the same time, like, I say that it's negative, but I get it, because I am the exact same way. Like, I feel like his is deeper and his is to a higher extent. Yeah. But, like, I understand it on that level, at least.
Yeah. So, mine about Brandon.
I'm really curious.
I have kind of, like, two for the positive. Like, the way he is for you, like, or around you, or, like, to you, like, I'm
so confused as to where this is going.
He's so attentive to you, but also, like, I feel like he's, like, this close to being a pushover.
Oh, no, he definitely is.
Like, okay, well, he's
I
like...
love you, but you are. This is so weird. Me and Jess were just talking about this. So, I haven't told you because actually this just happened last night, but me and Brandon are talking about, like, flipping the living room completely. Like, I don't know if we were friends when we had the TV on the other wall, like, directly across from the windows. We were looking at it last night, and I think we're going to move the TV to, like, the wall that's directly across from the windows, and put the couch against the windows. And then I come home to this surprise from Brandon. He completely flipped the living room exactly like we were talking about. Except the only thing that he didn't do was, like, hang our pictures up on that wall instead of this wall that they were on. So I'll do that tomorrow. He knows me, so he knew that I would want to do that by myself. How freaking weird is that? We were just talking about that, and then this like is what I come home to from Jess's house. It's freaking crazy.